football. Today, it's sweeping the nation. 19 teams across the country, packed arenas, and extensive television coverage. It's one of the fastest growing sports in America. But it wasn't always that way. Gotta get back in time. The beginning could not have been more humble. 18 years ago, Ronald Reagan was in his first term in the White House, and an NFL promotions manager named Jim Foster was at an indoor soccer game at Madison Square Garden.
I brought a colleague along from the NFL with me. We went down to watch it, and early in the game as we were watching it, I literally turned to him and I said, you know, if you can play soccer indoors, why not football? And he said to me, how would you do it? I reached in my briefcase, pulled out the now famous 9x12 manila envelope full of press clippings on the Iowa Hawkeyes, basketball team that year, and I drew the outline of a hockey rink on it, and I began to do X's and O's and make a lot of notes. And what's really interesting is that what came out of that exercise that night is basically what you see in arena football, the patented game that we have today.
Arena football was conceived that night. But the birth of the sport didn't come until Foster staged a pair of exhibition games in the mid-1980s, featuring players that knew as little about the game as the curious spectators did. Then in 1987, the first season, 4 teams played a 5-game schedule. The Detroit Drive won the first Arena Bowl. But that didn't mean the league was an overnight success. In the first few seasons, the league was coming up short on the balance sheet and in the eyes of the football establishment.
Well, my first reaction was probably like most people, what have they done to the game of football? What is this?
1989 was the low point. We barnstormed America in 1989. I had over $100,000 on 10 personal credit cards to make payrolls to finish the season.
When you got your paycheck, if you weren't one of the first players to get to the bank, you didn't know if your check was good or not. So you would see guys literally get their paycheck and run to the bank.
Stories like those are ancient history now. Throughout the 90s, the league has evolved in every way. But if you're looking for the key to the league's success, look no further than the stands. The fans of the Arena Football League, enthusiastic and unique, drawn to this version of football that puts them virtually in the middle of the action. Sometimes they even become part of it.
Well, the worst seat at an arena football game is usually better than the best seat at an NFL game. The fans are actually close enough to the action, close enough to midfield where they can hear the game, they can feel the game.
Season ticket holders sitting behind you, they may know your whole life story by the end of the season. Are they going to get that in the NFL when Brett Favre or somebody comes off the sidelines is going to go, to the sidelines and talk? No.
I think the arena football fan is a fan that gets his money worth. They come out, they don't pay a lot of money for a good ticket, but they see a good show.
From arena football's roller coaster past comes a bright future. Expansion is on the horizon. Los Angeles and Raleigh-Durham join up next season. Chicago and New Orleans are on tap for the year 2001. Arena football today is no longer a novelty. It's a reality.
I still think it has great potential. I don't think we've even scratched the surface as far as what this league can become.